Ladies and gentlemen, the US stock market has been skyrocketing, but the rest of the world are burning. And I think this is a point of concern. I want to raise this point of risk. And let's just watch until the end while I give you the full analysis of a tale of two cities. So, in a nutshell, right now, the US stock market continue to rock higher and higher and higher and higher. And the rest of the world economy and politics, it seems to be in a very difficult situation. That ranges from Europe, Middle East, Southeast Asia. And this tale of two cities, two worlds is something I would like to raise to everybody because this has serious stock market investment implication moving forward. As usual, these are my disclaimers. This talk is for education, entertainment only, and not financial advice. Let's go. So the US stock market has hit all-time high across the three major index. We have got Dow Jones that hit a record high, S&P 500 hit record high, the NASDAQ hit record high. Congratulations to all who are heavily invested in the globally diversified index. I've always shared with everybody that this is a very strong investment strategy, and congratulations to all who are adopting this kind of strategy. So right now, the strange thing why the stock market of US is hitting a record high is actually a bad news. So the US Labor Department show a revised data that almost 900,000 fewer jobs were created last year. That actually they have overestimated the jobs numbers, and it's actually quite strange. How can the Department of Statistics of a country that is so advanced actually have such a big gap, right? But anyway, so right now it signifies a very weak economy. The Federal Reserve will surely have to cut their interest rate, and this fuel a investor optimism. So right now, the market is not just anticipating one interest rate cut. They are now anticipating two interest rate cuts. So one in September, that's going to happen this month, and potentially one in October and maybe even December. So the funny thing is bad news is equals to good news for stock market, right? So if these three were to happen, the stock and the bonds market will go up phenomenally. So in a very unprecedented and unexpected strike from Israel, they actually hit Qatar. Now, Qatar is got nothing to do with Israel, but Israel launched a first ever airstrike in Doha, Qatar's capital. 5 Hamas members were killed. One Qatari security officer is killed as well. And Netanyahu, the prime minister, called the strike fully justified, targeting Hamas leaders from October 7, 2023. But it's a bit too much, right? You're striking the enemy at a different country, right? In some sense, a neutral country. I don't think Qatar is an enemy of Israel, but Prime Minister Netanyahu still go ahead. I think they are crossing the line too much right now. So there's global condemnation, and Qatar call out and say that this is a cowardly violation of international law. Even Donald Trump is saying, I'm not true. Okay, informed too late. And UN, UK, France, university condemned the strike. I don't think anybody actually supported the strike. So the key thing is this, that Qatar serves as a major LNG exporter. So this kind of instability causes more geopolitical risk, and more importantly, could add a premium to oil prices and gas prices. And that's something we're all worried about. Now, our problem doesn't stay just with Middle East. In Europe right now, we have a political meltdown. France Prime Minister Barou was toppled by a vote of no confidence, and the deficit is now at 5.8% of GDP. The bond yield spiked, protests and strike fuel social unrest nationwide. So this is actually very bad because those people have a globally diversified bond prices. You at least see the Europe side actually go down. So I'm hit a little bit by the Europe bond price decline. Okay, but the US one is going up. So unfortunately, that chip off a bit of my profit. So Spain right now have a corruption scandal, and that really cracked the collision that we have. GDP is okay, but the sentiment is very negative and politically is very unstable. UK, right? UK right now, the Labour Party, which is the ruling party, the popularity has plunged. And nationwide, there are more anti-migrant protests. The Reform Party, which is the opposition party, is rising up in popularity. And there's a possibility of an early election next year, and the ruling party might lose their votes. So I think this is actually quite concerning, because Europe right now is unstable, Middle East is unstable. Is that all the problem? No. So we now have Southeast Asia, many countries in turmoil as well. Thailand has another government collapse. I don't know how many times there are government collapse in Thailand. And the former Prime Minister Thaksin, who came back thinking he's free, is now jailed again. And there are political instability as usual. And Indonesia, there are massive riot now erupting all over the country, and the investor confidence severely shaken. I actually thought that Indonesia, after Jokowi, will actually have quite a good and stable economy, but it didn't. And as for Malaysia, there's little issues here and there with their coalition infighting. And I really hope that, there will be some stability there. So in the regional side, there are more fights that are going on. Myanmar right now has a civil war, and there don't seem to be an end to it. I was told that close to 1 million Myanmar men, young men, has now escaped as refugees to Thailand, and trying to avoid military recruitment. In Philippines, there are frequent political instability. And in the south, there's always insurgency. South China Sea tensions are rising between Philippines and China as well. So we are very safe. Okay, we are one of the safest, stable country in the region, but this is something that could change very fast. So in summary, we do have two situations right now. In US is doing fantastically well. Okay, in terms of the stock market. And the Federal Reserve cut is expected either 2 to 3 cuts, okay? And now we are just celebrating the stock market going up, and maybe even the bonds market. But the rest of the world, there are fire breaking out everywhere, right? Middle East, Europe, Southeast Asia. I don't know whether eventually whether the stability of US will spread to the rest of the world, or the rest of the world chaos will spread over the US. And we haven't even talked about China yet, okay? So I think that there is reason for concern. So all this volatility in the political and economic environment creates some instability in terms of the financial and political market. And we are very concerned that whether this could spill over to into a massive global economic impact. Now, as far as Singapore's strategic position is concerned, we do have stability advantage. Our country is very stable, strong, very rich, very, very powerful militarily as well. But at the end of it, we are still a small country. We are very vulnerable. We have an open economy. GDP is 1/3 the size of our trade. And if the world's trading partners that we have are all in chaos, then Singapore cannot be spared. So now, all said and done, I would like to share this, that I think that for us, our investment strategy need to be consistent. Now, the world will change every day, right? A lot of people say I roti prata and things like that. Our investment philosophy has never changed, right? Have a financial safety net, then you lay across different assets, globally diversify across different assets, and you can still make a lot of money out of this. So the US equity, the momentum, I think, will remain strong, and we just got to watch out and see whether any correction signals. If it's correct, then we are ready to fire. I think that there will be a need for us to be globally diversified. So don't be too concentrated in one market. And I think that with this volatility that could possibly come, there could be some opportunity for us to plunge in and fire some big shots. So as a philosophy, create our safety net, stay diversified, just have a sharp eye for opportunities, and let's see how these two worlds, okay, will eventually gravitate towards one, and I don't know which one will win. Okay, let me hear your views, and I'm happy to see you tonight in the live stream. Bye bye.